Well, hello. Welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Simulator stream. We are, well, one, streaming for me in the morning in the Illinois area, and two, we are in the simulator in Omaha, Nebraska. We're going to take a beautiful A320 out for a flight with the recently updated SAYINTENTIONs. So SAYINTENTIONs has done a little bit of work with the comms. So before I go any deeper, I want to just make sure everyone's aware of this. For when the time comes, apparently the IFR arrivals are kind of a goof right now. So we'll kind of see how that all works out. I did a flight yesterday morning, and it didn't go so well. And I did a stream, 2 days ago, and that one didn't go so well either. So I can understand where things are kind of a mess. But, so let's jump into the settings. So in the settings, they added a whole new section here. So Candid is pre-recorded stuff. Live multiplayer is the global one, at least is anyone, anywhere, as long as you're on the same controller type. So you'll hear ground that may be thousands of miles away from you, or you may hear ground that's right next to you. Proximity is ones that are on the same frequency nearby you. And pre-recorded would be previous recordings that a pilot has made and ATC has made at the airport, or I think it's the airport, right, that you currently are in, or I guess radio range it says. And then share my audio is where you can share your audio. So for this test, I'm gonna turn off the chatter, and we're gonna go just off real live stuff and see kind of what happens. It's pretty early here in the U.S., so we may not have a whole lot of U.S. traffic, but we should have some international traffic going on. But again, the IFR might be a little sketch on this flight, so we're gonna kind of see how that all works out. We're in the A320. Nothing really new about that one. So let's go ahead and get this show rolling, shall we? Let's go over here. I like to go to the tablet first and import my SimBrief plan. Something interesting though, when I loaded flights in this morning, I also use what's it called? Airlo 42's Striper, and it wasn't there. It wasn't working. I was getting the default Microsoft Flight Sim stuff, which I thought was a bit weird. CrossNet behaves. Welcome in, Dutch. I'm hoping it does. So I don't understand. I didn't have an update either for Flight Sim since yesterday morning. So I'm really confused at why Striper just all of a sudden just stopped working. And I also thought it froze, so I was like, well, I'm not gonna push my luck too much of trying to restart the sim and get that all fixed up. So here we are. You won't notice any difference. I did while I waited for that long loading screen to pop up. We're gonna see. I'm curious what 2024 is gonna bring for Flight Sim. Is that gonna decrease the loading, or will it be about the same? Honestly, I think it's gonna be about the same. There's no black magic tree, I can't say the word, that Microsoft can really do, I should say, that they can really do to fix some of the issues with the loading. I just think it's part of Flight Sim in general. Alright, so let's bring up SimBrief 23 for the cost index, 370 for the cruise, and we're going to be flexing at what? Back over to the tablet. Let's load this aircraft. I like to do instant because I don't want to sit here all day for that. And I'm going to go here, click this button, click this button, and click this button at 53. Okay, that's all in there. Let's go to next. Here's going to be our weights. Let's go back over here and throw the weights in and throw in the McDo. We'll go back to ground services. Okay, there we go. Weights are all in. Performance is all in. We are expecting runway 14 right for departure. I'm gonna go ahead and pop that in right now. No via. So just direct. No SID. Insert temp. Okay. We can clear this disco out because we will not need that. Okay, and we'll have to figure out the rest as we go here. Looks like, let's just make sure our sim brief is good. Bod Myers. I saw Myers up there, I'm pretty sure. Yep. And our arrival. So I'm gonna wait a little bit on the arrival. Once we get into the air, we'll see what sim brief or what SAYINTENTIONS says. Okay, we'll get rid of that. Let's get our pushback going up here. And pushback. And if indeed we are going to get runway 14 right.
Lufthansa 1 Lima Whiskey, Hamburg 1 Charlie departure 5,000 feet.
That voice sounded familiar. We're going to push back facing... Which direction? Facing this direction, right? Right. Okie dokie. That's all set. And we'll go on down back here again. Actually, I'm going to type in ATIS while we're waiting for this too. 120 and a 4 for ATIS.
I shall contact you. Have information, Victor.
Oops, wrong button.
Epley Airfield. Information, Victor. 1252 Zulu. Wind 158 at 6. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, solid overcast at 12000 feet. Temperature 19er. Dew point 17. Altimeter 3008. Arriving and departing runways 14 right, 14 left, 18. Visual approach is in use. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. VFR departures, contact clearance delivery on 119.9er. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Victor.
Okay, so Victor it is, and the runways look all good there as well.
1252
Clearance is 119 and a
Wind
9.
158 at 6. Visibility 1.
We have that set in there as well. All right, I think we're ready for our clearance call. Let's make it happen. We're going to Chicago O'Hare. We are American 516, as typically we are. Good morning, clearance from American 516. We are requesting our IFR to Chicago O'Hare. We have information, Victor on board, and are ready to copy. You know what I forgot to do? I have to get the APU going. Let's get that APU going. Let's bring up oh no, I already have SAYINTENTIONS up. I'm like not awake again. These morning streams are not good for me. And that didn't actually go through, so let me click the button. Alright, now it's attempting to go through. Any minute now. Okay, how's our APU looking?
American 516, cleared to Chicago O'Hare, radar vectors FOD, then as filed. Climb and maintain 4000, expect flight level 37010 minutes after departure. Departure on 124.5, squawk 6275.
Okay, so I do have the auto squawk tuning checked. I don't have the comms working though. I do the comms myself. I just prefer it that way. Clear to Chicago O'Hare, radar vectors VOD, then as filed, climb and maintain 4000, expect flight level 370, 10 minutes after departure. Departure on 124.5, squawk 6275, American 516.
American 516, readback correct. Expect runway 14 right. Contact ground on 121.9er.
We'll contact ground now. Let's get our pushback going. Omaha ground, good morning from American 516. We are requesting a push and start. APU is available. Leads on. External power's off.
American 516, Omaha ground, good morning. Push and start approved. Information Victor is current.
We have information Victor, and we have a pushback approved. Start our pushback. Let's get our engine 1 going. So I guess the Airbus is engine 1. I watched a couple of videos recently, and I did not know that, but I'm just going to turn this up now. Gotta turn on this too. I always thought it was just like an Embraer and other kind of planes. I didn't think the Airbus did it. Oops, forgot to do this too. We're getting all kinds of things this morning. Kinds of things. Okay, for taxiing, I am expecting
Welcome
Alpha.
to American Airlines flight.
Let's see, Alpha.
On its way to one of our many
to
destinations
Whiskey.
across the globe. Made possible by our dedicated team members.
I don't know if this is a taxi tuner one though.
We all do it for one reason.
Kind of went ahead and with my flight plan or my schedule, I looked, and I know I skipped a couple.
That's why your
This might
safety
be
is
one
so
of them.
important to us. So let's go over some in-flight instructions so that we can get you safely on your way.
Engine 1's up. Engine 2 coming up next.
To buckle your seatbelt, insert the metal
Austin
end
ground,
and pull the
United
strap to tighten. To
1462
open, the top
is
of the buckle.
ready to
Remember,
depart.
the seatbelt should be fastened whenever you're seated in case of unexpected turbulence. Now, make sure your seat is upright. All larger electronic devices.
United 1462, contact tower on 121.0 for departure clearance.
Cable is stowed. Larger carry-on luggage goes in the overhead bin. If you have a handheld device, please switch it to airplane mode now.
Omaha's
If
not
your
tuned.
electronic device falls into your seat, please do not adjust your seat and contact a crew member for assistance.
Oh, it's not tuned. Okay, I got you. I thought you were talking about the radio frequency. I was like, wait a second. Omaha ground, American 516, request taxi. Forgot what I was asking.
To tower on 121.0 for departure clearance. Thank you. United 1462.
American 516, runway 14 right, via Alpha Whiskey. Contact
Hey, I got it
tower
right.
on 132.1 when ready for departure.
Runway 14 right via Alpha Whiskey. American 516. 132 and a 1.
Take a moment to locate the nearest one. Keep in mind,
All
it may
right.
be behind you.
Laps down to, what are we doing? 3, right? 3, 4, that.
In a water evacuation, the exit door slides
I don't think that call went through either.
may be detached and use
Try that again.
flotation. You'll find the exact location on your safety.
Alright, parking brake released. Taxi lights on. Let's start rolling.
Solid ground, Delta 2514 is ready for push and start.
Seated with your seatbelt fastened, hold down on the mask or the red streamer to start the flow of oxygen. Place the mask over your nose and mouth, and put the elastic band
Oh, it is
over
taxi
your head.
tuned.
Then pull the straps to tighten and breathe.
Push start approved. Expect runway 16 right, Delta 2514.
Know that oxygen is flowing, even if the bag doesn't inflate. Life vests are located under, next to, or
Alright,
between
so
the seats.
Alpha
Help
is
locate the
yonder.
vest, see your safety card. To remove the vest, pull the tab or compartment handle to break the seal. If equipped with an elastic harness, remove the harness before opening.
I remember the last flight I did into O'Hare, it was pretty
Put the vest
bad
over your head, wrap the strap around your
arrival.
waist, attach the buckle, and pull
It
tight.
gave me a star that I wasn't expecting, and I decided to follow it without checking it, and it was like way off course, so I tried to re-vector myself.
If necessary,
And that was a
a sample
disaster.
life vest will be distributed by a crew member. The safety
A
card
good amount of
shows
that was my fault. I didn't double check.
Our honor to care for you on your journey. If you have any questions, please
Oh,
refer to the safety
I'm already
card or
over speeding,
feel
so I
free to
already
ask
lost
any of the
points
cabin crew as
with
they do their final
pilot's life, because
And as always,
my dits.
let us know if there's anything we can do to make your journey more enjoyable.
Auto brake's not on. There we go. Okay. We'll get there. We'll get there.
American Airlines.
So I did join a virtual airline. I joined, what's it called? Sky Team Delta. And I like it. I like the way that they track stuff.
Cessna 427 Romeo Juliet, request taxi to signature FBO. Twin Cessna 427 Romeo, Juliet Epley ground taxi to signature FBO at your discretion, good day. Good day, 427 Romeo.
Oh, I got you. Okay, so it's not tune, it's just this default Asobo. That's pretty good for with Navigraph added. Okay, that's pretty good. It knew Alpha and Whiskey, so that's impressive. It's always like a 50-50 what's going to happen. Alright, we're holding short 14 right. Omaha Tower, good morning from American 516. We're holding short runway 14 right, ready for departure. The lights are on. I think we're ready to roll.
American 516, Omaha Tower, winds 170 at 8, runway 14 right, cleared for takeoff. Fly runway heading.
Look at the scenery, this is cool looking, like the weather. Runway 14 right, cleared for takeoff, American 516. Alright, really cool. This is the calm before the storm. Alright, looks like we have a little bit of crosswind. And we're flexing. One thing I wish this plane had is callouts for departure. Especially when you're dealing with wind, it's nice to just know when you need to do your V's. It's not that terrible. You look down at the FPC, or what's it called? PFD. Gear going up. All's looking pretty good. Now they instruct us runway heading. We'll kind of see what happens on departure here. Flaps up to 2. We're up to 4,000. And we're going to climb lever.
American 516, contact departure on 124.5.
69er.
Over to 124.5, American 516.
21.7.
124 and a 5. I'm gonna go ahead and make a turn over because I'm expecting that anyway, so. Departure, American 516 at 3,300, climbing 4,000.
Expect vectors, the ILS 24 left approach. 3535 Romeo. American 516, Omaha approach. Turn left heading 080, vectors to FOD.
I called it. Left heading 080, American 516. Okay, we're gonna get AP on so it can maintain the altitude better for me.
American 516, left heading 080, approved.
I know, I'm turning. I'm working on it. Okay, so we're cruising up to, what was it? Flight level 38? 37 is our expected cruise today. We'll see when we get our cruise information. Spoilers can go down. This can go to normal. We're already squawking and talking. I'm gonna guess they're gonna get some rain soon. Whenever I see clouds like this, I think of like a canvas painting. It's so cool. Fort Dodge is our first waypoint.
Turning right, heading
So I don't mess a lot with Uncle Harvey, who is like a mentor in the sky for you. Knows everything about everything aviation. Very, very cool. But I did mess around with it a little bit yesterday morning. And it's neat because you can ask Harvey how your departure was, how your landing was.
Altimeter 3006.
I maintain 14,000, American 516.
Elgin, altimeter 29901. Clear for the ILS 2 far left approach. 35 Romeo.
And it's really cool because, like,
7 miles from Alamer. Turn right,
it
heading 165 until established on
every
the
time
low
I've
line.
asked him so
Clear
far,
for the ILS runway 24
my
left
landings
approach.
have said, or he said my landings have been smooth.
Phenom 35 Romeo,
And then he adds in
proceed
some
direct
feedback into it as well,
LOR.
which is really cool.
Clear for
I think
the
it's neat.
ILS runway 24 left approach.
I did one, I think it was my last stream actually, where Harvey said it was smooth, but I could do something better next time. I could flare sooner or have my speed a little lower or something like that. It's really neat. So like, I think it's going to be really cool when, well, one, if you're new to Flight Sim, it's going to be really, really cool. But two, like, for new planes. So when the 777 comes out, which I've still been very hesitant on if I'll get it at launch or if I'll wait, you know, we'll see. We'll eventually get it. It's just going to happen. But when I do get it, I'm going to ask Harvey some tips on it. And it'll be neat to see how that works out, because the last time I flew a 777 was way back in Flight Sim 2000. Was there 2001? I want to say there's 2001. I think that's the last time I flew a 777 in a Flight Sim. And I know it's pretty similar. Well, it has a lot of characteristics of a 737. It's a Boeing plane, right? But it's more in line with like the 47 and 57 probably, which I don't fly. So it'll be interesting. All right, almost at our 10,000. Landing lights are off. I'm gonna watch this plane like a hawk now because I've already lost 2 points thanks to me speeding down the taxiway. There's no racetracks in Omaha, I think, right? Okay, so all's looking good there.
516, climb and maintain flight level 200.
Climb to flight level 200, American 516. We will get our... Okay, so here we go. So we're expecting ILS 10 left. Is what SAYINTENTIONS is saying. 10 left. So SimBrief gave me 27 center. Let's check digital ATIS and see what the ATIS is like in Chicago. So as of right now, ATIS is, this is information 1351, which was 20 some minutes ago. Runway 27, LS runway 27 right. 28 center. 27 center. Yeah, so I'm going to just request 27 center, I think. Runway 4 left, 22 right closed. Runway 10 left, 28 right closed. Yeah, so 10 left is closed. So here's where the goof up is kind of being with SAYINTENTIONS. I'm going to keep this saved on the side so we can keep an eye on it. But I told you, like, we may expect some interesting approach here into Chicago. But the cool thing is you can request it. I requested a couple different changes in the past, and it works flawless. So I'm going to request 27 center via the Fiat 7 arrival. So now that I know what I'm going to do, I don't expect the winds to really change that bad, at least. Where are they coming from now?
American 516, climb and maintain flight level 250.
From the south. Up to flight level 250, American 516. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our arrival program then, since we're expecting... Well, we're going to be expecting 27 center. Where is 27 center? Let me bring up Navigraph. You all can see what I'm doing here. So, Fry, welcome on in. There is just a lot of issues right now with the arrivals. From my understanding, yes, it's supposed to get the correct information for runways, and I think it's based off of ATIS. Dutch, if you're still in here, you probably could correct me if I'm wrong. But I know in the past it has. Like, I've flown into Chicago, and the winds did change, and it did vector me to the correct runway. What was I gonna do? Oh, yeah. Okay, we already have that up here. So, 27 Centa is right here. So that's perfect, because we'll be able to see how the taxi instructions are. So 27 Center, we'd probably exit Echo 2. So we'd either get Romeo or they'd vector us on Echo to Mike. Gonna see how that works out. Here's our arrival. So we'll go through this here, all the way around the Vulcan, and swing on into 27.
American 516, climb and maintain flight level 300. American 516,
Oops.
contact Minneapolis Center on 119.6.
300. Climb, maintain flight level 300, and we'll contact Minneapolis Center. American 516. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Oh.
American 516, negative, maintain flight level 250.
Oh, no, no, you told me
Minneapolis Center on
300.
119.6.
I'm going up to 300. I'm gonna go also switch to Minneapolis Center. Whoops, I can't type. Minneapolis Center, good morning from American 516. We're at flight level 230. I guess I was supposed to tell him climbing. Climbing at flight level 300.
American 516, Minneapolis Center, good morning.
Okay, so once SAYINTENTIONS tells us we're expecting blah blah blah, we'll then request 27 Center via the Fiat 7 arrival.
6 Delta, cleared to Sedona.
And all should be
Radar
fine.
vector C's, then as filed, climb and maintain 13,000.
So, 27
Expect
Center.
flight level 24010 minutes after departure.
Fiat
Departure
7
on 127.1, squawk
mirrors.
2672.
Reminders. Bam, bam, bam. We should have a disco in there, right? Or no, we shouldn't have a disco. Well, yeah, we will. Oh, vectoring here. We're going to keep that in there for now, because I want to see how that's going to be as we arrive. And it's really too early to do performance, so I'm going to wait for that.
American 516, Minneapolis Center. Climb and maintain flight level 330.
We should be landing in about 50 minutes. Up to flight level 330, American 516.
Pilatus 26 Delta. Read back correct. Expect runway 09er for departure. Winds 120 at 7. Telluride altimeter 3033.
It is cool hearing
American 516, maintain flight level 330.
up to flight level 330, then it said maintain flight level 330.
On 123.85.
Are those chatters? Who's talking? I have canned it off, so it should be calls that are being made now or pre-recorded ones.
Climb and maintain flight level 240, United 1462.
The thing that I think that
Charlie Golf,
really
Delta,
separates
Lima, Washington Center. Good morning, altimeter 3021.
in terms of the radio calls is that separates beyond ATC and say intentions, and even like well, I don't know if FS HUD. I'm sure FS HUD. I didn't use it. Just watched videos, and I'm sure it has like
Roger, 3564.
yeah, it does have traffic injection.
Mustang 297 Squawk 3564 mode C verified.
And I think Pilot
Maintain
2
VFR
ATC
at or
does as
below
well.
3,500.
But like, the biggest difference I see with those is like, the intentions actually has real people that you're hearing. I think that's so cool.
Mustang 297 radar
So
con-
cool.
American 516 climb and maintain flight level 360.
Up to flight level 360, American 516. There you go, Fry. There's your answer. So it uses local weather to determine the runway. Doesn't seem like my calls are going through properly. I'm really confused. Like if you look at the intentions window, white is when I talk, green is when they respond. And the white one doesn't seem to always want to stick.
Scottish Control, speedbird 451, flight level 200, descending to flight level
So this weekend I had a friend over, oh, my wife's friend, and the way my setup is my setup's in the living room, and they spent the majority of the weekend in the living room. So, like, I didn't want to do a lot of the intentions as I was flying because I didn't want to interrupt whatever they were watching, right? So I did a lot of flying without say intentions this weekend.
Climb and maintain flight level 270,
It felt so boring. Like I remember when Flight Sim first came out, like I was so thrilled and excited about it, and I flew all the time, and then when you add in the immersion of an ATC, like say intentions, it just changes the entire landscape, and it's difficult to fly without it. And I think that is why I tell people, like, at least try the 24-hour period. Climb to flight level 370, American 516. Because you will get hooked. I feel you're going to really get hooked. Now, obviously, the experience you have within that 24 hours matters drastically. But I think even with, like, not the greatest, maybe you have, like, a subpar performance, or above, or just a below average performance. Like, I think even that is still enough to be like, wow, this is really cool. And then, like, listen to Brian talk on Vectors to Final, the YouTube stream that he does, or that I should say they do as a team every Thursday. Because his excitement you can hear the excitement in his voice about everything that they do there at Say Intention is so cool. It's very refreshing to hear the excitement in someone, right? He was talking about the chatter thing yesterday, and like it sounded like he was like a consumer. He wasn't the main developer on the intentions. He wasn't like, wasn't his product. It was like he was a consumer of the product, and it was so cool to be able to see that from someone. I am on the primary. Verify, but I'm pretty sure I'm on primary. Yeah, primary server. So I that's one of the reasons why I do promote Say Intention so much. my channel is all full of SAYINTENTIONS because it's such an amazing product. And like any product, it's going to have issues as it develops and matures. And even after it matures, it's going to have problems, right? It's just software itself. I've talked about this in past streams and probably past videos. As an early adopter, you're going to experience, you know, issues from time to time. It's no different than any of the early access games that are out there, right? People purchase, I purchase.
United 1462, Roger, Miami.
And when they incorporate something big like they are with the arrival stuff and the departure, you know, the dynamics shifting with that, that's a big operation. So you're expecting to have issues with it. When things work out really, really well, it is so cool, and you see what the future is going to be with the software.
Are still under development and are unlikely to work properly at this time. Improvements are being made daily, but strap yourself in for a bumpy arrival. Delta 2514, Salt Lake Center, climb and maintain. Flight level 300.
Okay, so here's the other cool thing. In the SAYINTENTIONS windows, you look on there at the bottom, it's giving me a top of descent within 40 minutes. Now, of course, that's going to be wrong as of right now because I'm going to expect a different runway, or I'm going to request a different runway than what they are currently expecting me to land at. If we look into auto here, we are expecting, I'm going to do 2,000. Started our descent in 128 nautical miles, which would, of course, put us here. Let's see, so if we look at our, what are we looking here? Progress, or performance, right? How do you do it in this plane? This is fuel prediction. Expecting arrival at 1533.
Freebird 108, descend and maintain flight level 240.
Oh, it shows just right on here, okay. What do we get, Meyer? What's our next one? Bod? 28. So timing wise, 40.
Center maintain 240, flight Freebird 108.
Wait, I'm confused. No, we're going to Myers next, okay. So it'd be about within that. I'm based on what I'm seeing there. It looks about right.
Roger. Descend and maintain 240, Freebird 108.
So Fry, you say I agree with your comments, but in my opinion, if they want the masses to buy, the price needs to adjust. I think that's coming. So they talked about it, that at Flight Sim Expo, so in about 3 weeks, they will announce
United 1462.
Price adjustment in there. Who knows what it's going to be?
6,000, turn right, heading 095 vectors for the ILS runway 9er approach.
And I think once more people are subscribers, potentially they can reduce the price then. I don't know how any of that AI pricing stuff works. Also, they've said it most definitely, when the price of AI drops, they will drop the price of, say, SAYINTENTIONS. And they use so many different outlets to provide this piece of software to us. So just having one, such as when ChatGPT 4.0 came out, drop, doesn't mean that they can just drop the price in half, right? So they've talked about that. I'm not going to repeat it too much, but I did a poll on my YouTube channel, and I don't remember what it was exactly. Let me see if I can pull it up, but I think the ballpark, most people were looking for...
Comanche Mike Delta Lima. Contact Ellis Tower on
the price was like $15. Yeah, so 43% out of the 83 people that voted were saying $10 to $15 is what they'd be willing to pay. And then 30% $5 to $10. $5 to $10 I think is a long ways out, if it's even possible with AI. I think a sweet spot is at 15 to 20, in my opinion. But again, it really comes down to
Delta 514,
how much you fly. How much advantage will you take of ATC, right? If you only can fly 4 times a month, Well, $30 a month is pretty expensive. But if you can fly a lot, if you can fly every day, every other day, you have to balance the money per flight time or flight hour, right? So I fly probably 30 hours a month. So it's $1 an hour. I think that's fair. I think it's a fair number.
Delta 754, request lower altitude.
Imagine if you fly 60 hours a month, 50 cents an hour.
754, descend and maintain
Right? That's not too bad.
FL310.
But I totally get it. If you don't have the time to fly, $30 is a lot of money.
Delta 754, expect the ILS runway 19er left approach into Kansas City via the JSON for arrival. Freebird 108, descend and maintain flight level 190, maintain 250
Dutch
knots.
puts it in there pretty good. You know, like I said, they are going to drop the price, and they understand the price is expensive. They understand it. Like most definitely, if you can only fly 4 times a month, beyond ATC is the way to go. There's no doubt about that. If you have a limited time frame, that is the best offer for you. But if you have the time, SAYINTENTIONS is so much more than what Beyond ATC currently offers. So much more than what FS HUD offers. So much more than what Pilots ATC offers. And a billion times more than what the default Flight Sim offers. A subscription model it's tough because the world is full of subscriptions. And there's been so much
Contact Chicago Center on 132.8.
over to 132.8, American 516. There's been so much more conversation about the subscription models as time has gone on, because people are starting to get a little ticked off about it for good reason. Chicago Center, good morning from American 516. We are at flight level 370. I know I talked about it before.
American 516, Chicago Center, good morning.
I hate subscriptions. I hate them with a passion. I hate them. I won't subscribe to Xbox Game Pass because I won't take advantage of it. I personally, myself, my own account, won't pay for Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, Apple TV, all these monthly subscriptions. I will not pay every month for them or a year for them because I won't use them enough. My wife pays for all of them. She has her own bank account. She can pay with whatever she wants, her money, right? But she does take advantage of it. She watches Netflix like 5-6 hours a day, you know, Netflix or Hulu, whatever it be. She watches so much streaming. I don't. I pay for YouTube Premium because I watch a lot of YouTube. Too much.
190, Freebird 108.
We have a company message. He departed on time, I believe. Hey, all good. And for me, like $30 a month for Beyond ATC, or not Beyond ATC, sorry, for SAYINTENTIONS, like I said, I fly enough to where I would take advantage of the $30. And because it's monthly, you know, let's say there's a month you're on vacation, you're away from your computer, or you're putting overtime at work, you can't fly so much, well, you just cancel for the month, right? You don't need it. If you have the year, well, you got the discount in there, so you got whatever, was it like 2 months free or something? So it kind of takes care of itself there. Yeah, so think about it, Fry. Remember when Beyond ATC first announced their pricing structure? It was going to be $60 for the software, and I think their premium characters, I think their push to talk was actually a price too. And they got so much negative press because of their pricing. So they have what they have now. And like, you do the calculations. It's, of course, it depends on how many flights you can do, but if you do the calculations of whatever, 20, 30 flights. I can't remember what I was looking at, but it's very similar. If you go for the premium voices, it's very similar to the price of the Intentions.
Challenger 77, all right.
And think of what's the Intentions, you get so much more.
126.7, please.
Beyond ATC is great. It's fantastic. It's a great piece of software, and they've done a lot of work to it. I'm actually going to try to use it this weekend because I haven't used it in 2 weeks or so, so I want to kind of see how it is. But I've said it before, like, the biggest thing I miss when I have done Beyond ATC flights is chatter. Chatter, period. And I think I'm also going to miss the multiplayer chatter as the pre-recorded stuff continues to develop. As more people join Say Intentions. The real chatter, the real live chatter, I'm going to miss the most. It could have the best vectors for departure, for arrivals, right? It could be the best ATC possible. I'm going to miss that aspect the most.
Eurowings 9008, contact Bremen radar on 125.025.
Oh, that voice is so cool. And all your flights have issues, probably? Yeah, I haven't used it for a bit, so the last flight I did, I think things went okay. Went pretty good. It'll be interesting to see, and it's... At this point, it's hard to compare. At this very moment in time, it's very hard to compare Beyond ATC and Say Intentions with the departure and arrivals, because Say Intentions has some issues going on. Once this gets worked out over the weekend, maybe that would be a great way to look at it, to see how each side has come with that development. Mostly on approaches. Yeah, departures have been pretty good for me on either one. Had a couple of issues with Beyond ATC not climbing me. Had a couple of issues with Say Intentions not climbing me.
I'll have your descent for you in about 4 minutes.
But recently, like, it's been pretty good.
Approaches are still under development and are unlikely to work properly at this time. Improvements are being made daily, but strap yourself in for a bumpy arrival. Freebird 108.
Okay, we're getting closer to our top of descent. 21 minutes is what Say Intentions is saying. Which it looks like it would be pretty close. Pretty close. Okay, guys, we can start getting our approach information going. So 27.
ILS runway 36 right. Approach into Dalvia, they serve.
Oh, now I'm confused a little bit because Navigator's telling me 27 center is not used.
Scandinavian 2861, contact Copenhagen info on 129.475.
I'm pretty sure, though, that it was on here when we checked earlier, right? So now it's saying ILS 27 right, ILS 28 center, holds 28 right, 22 right closed, closed. It's bird activity. Huh, okay, well, we can stick with, well, we can switch over to 27 right, I suppose.
Copenhagen, good day. Scandinavian 2861, approaching flight level 270.
Right's like really far. What was the other one? 28 center. How much is this gonna screw up the flight plan if I do 28 center? The same star? Yeah, that's right. Transition would be same still. Nothing's changed, I just changed the runway, so it shall be the same. I get nervous changing things. I don't know this plane enough.
Sun King
Hope I didn't screw things up
flight level
drastically.
400.
Okay, so we're gonna do 28 right instead. Let me adjust my tablet. 28 right.
Scandinavian 2861, runway 35 in use at Castro.
Why can't I find 28 right on the charts here? 28 center, 28 left.
Austrian 2 Hotel Sierra, maintaining flight level 160.
The hell is 28 right? Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay.
Challenger 77, heading 285.
28 right's
Descend
in
and
there
maintain
now.
6,000 feet.
Heading 285, descending to 6,000 feet. Challenger 77.
Smokes. Okay. Let's start getting our approach set up. I know what'll happen is I'll forget, and then I'll be scrambling last minute. Altimeter 3024 in Chicago. Temperature is 21. It's gonna be up to 80 something degrees today. The wind is 180 at 5. Well, I'm gonna check that because
Scandinavian 2861, contact Copenhagen info on 129 or decimal
yeah,
475.
that's right, 185. And the minimums are going to be 851. What did I do? Center? What was I supposed to do? I'm really confusing myself.
UPS 2752 heavy. Expect the ILS runway 36 right approach into Dallas via the Seaver 4 arrival. Few transition.
28 center, yeah. Oh, that's what. Okay, so this is right. I have the wrong charts. 28 center.
Copenhagen, good day. Scandinavian 2861, flight level 270.
Okay.
Expect ILS runway 36 by approach Dallas via the Seaver 4 arrival. Fuel transition UPS.
Alright, minimum is 851. That's right. 28 center chart, 28 center chart. Okay, I think we're cooking. 44. An hour still. What?
UPS 2752 heavy, contact regional approach on 126.475.
I think something screwed up here. Okay, so our descent should be coming up momentarily. We're gonna see what happens. Who says what? Welcome in, ISO. You know what I haven't messed with is the what's it called? The new sim brief calculator thingy. I don't even know where that is. Takeoff performance.
American
Yeah, here we go.
516, contact Chicago Center on 133.9 or 5.
Alright, let's switch on over to 133.95 American 516. Chicago Center, good morning from American 516. We're at flight level 370. So let's see, 28 center. We're in the A320, the
American
Phoenix.
516, Chicago Center. Good morning.
Good. Populate the weather, that's all good. Calculate. Landing distance factor.
Eurowings 9008.
Wait.
Bremen radar. Expect the ILS
Okay,
runway
so it's pretty
32
similar
approach
to
into Leatham. I'll have your descent for you in about
what you
7
get.
minutes.
I think
Be
the Phoenix
advised
has.
that
Does the Phoenix
IFR
have one?
approaches are still under development and are unlikely to work properly at this time. Improvements are being made daily, but strap yourself
is
in
take
for a
off.
bumpy arrival.
Landing distance procedure. Where's this landing? Yeah, this is landing. 28 center. Let's see. Refresh the METAR. Fly the METAR. Landing weight. Doesn't it grab it from the thing itself? So anyways, it's pretty similar to what's in the Phoenix. Do you have infinite flight? You have X-plane, but you don't know how to control. You fly an A350. All right. Isn't someone working on an A350 for Microsoft Flight Sim? Is it Phoenix that's working on one? I think Phoenix is working on one.
Scandinavian 2861, descend and maintain flight level 140.
Okay, so we got past our descent. They're saying top of descent in 9 minutes, so I'm gonna hold off still.
Direct to the VOR for the VOR DME runway 2 approach.
Although we want to be between 26 and 21 at Black Hawk. So let's request
Expect ILS.
let's request flight level 210. Chicago Center, American 516 requests descent down to flight level 210.
American 516, descend and maintain flight level 210.
Alright, we're going down. Their speed dropping so much. Did I screw something up? Descend. There we go. I have to manage our own speed. I'm not familiar enough with this plane, so I get a little nervous when I'm making changes that aren't really in the plan. I think there is an A350 in Microsoft Flight Sim. I can't remember who makes it though. I want to say it's not great. It's not terrible, but my understanding it's not a great aircraft. Is it Latin? What is it called? Latin VR? I think they're the ones that make a A350. I wouldn't be surprised if Captain Scam makes one as well. But apparently what was recently released, Hercules, apparently that's pretty good. So maybe they're learning their lesson that they can't just make crappy aircrafts. Like, obviously there's a market for people who don't want high fidelity aircrafts and they want affordable pricing. So I think Captain Scam does have good pricing. It's just that they're rehashed. You know, the exterior looks fine. You know, it's passable. But the interior is a copy and paste from another aircraft. Sometimes it has the paneling of like the A320 default one. Init is coming out with one. Okay. Init, I'm starting to get a little frustrated with, because they do make some high quality products. Their scenery is really, really good. Their aircrafts look really nice.
level 5 for latest 26
They
Delta.
just need to get some optimization going. It's ridiculous that all their stuff is just a performance hog. And then you get something like the Phoenix, which I'm right now getting over 100 frames. I know we're in the middle of nowhere, but I bet you in their A300 I'd probably only, I shouldn't say only, but I'd probably be getting 90. Okay, so why is there like a 10 frame drop? That's something they need to work on. All their airports are just a huge performance hit. Clear for landing. Not just yet. Okay, so we're definitely higher than we're supposed to be based on the approach chart. Let's... Well, we're high enough, I guess.
Maintain 4,000, Freebird 108.
Yeah, we're on approach right now. Although SAYINTENTIONS hasn't given us anything. I wonder if I should probably ask for it now. So... how should I frame it?
Descend and maintain
With like the 28 center... ILS 28 center approach into O'Hare via Fiat 7. I guess something like that. Chicago Center, American 516, who would like to request ILS 28 center approach into O'Hare via the Fiat 7 arrival.
American 516, expect the ILS runway 28 center approach into Chicago via the 57 arrival.
Fitty? I say Fiat. It knew what I was saying.
Airline 215, Scottish Control, climb and maintain flight level 200.
But if you look up there, it does say ILS 28 right. So we'll see how that goes. Hey, Pride, thanks for stopping in. I always appreciate you when you come on into the streams. Take care. Okay, let's see. Let's request flight level... Well, I guess let's request 14,000. Chicago Center, American 516 request a descent down to 14,000. Going real fast.
American 516, descend and maintain 14,000.
Let's bring us down to 210. And let's not drop down so fast. This is crazy. Trying to kill us? We're currently at flight level 197. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that disco in here. I'm confident that it's gonna vector us right. Okay, all looking pretty good. We're almost at going back to our altimeter. Okay, speed's coming down. All's looking better there. We should be at Wasby 15 to 13. We're getting closer to being on course here. Again, there's some issues with the approaches with SAYINTENTIONS, so I was expecting things not to go so great here. But the cool thing is you can ask, right? I know it's not going to be as nice and realistic, but you can most certainly ask for changes. So you can ask for a descent, you can ask for vector, ask for a different runway and an approach. Clear down to 14. And okay, the next real altitude we need to look at is 9,000. So we're doing really good now.
516, contact Chicago Center on 124.725.
Over to 124.725, American 516. 124.725.
Copenhagen, good day.
Chicago Center, good morning from American 516. We're currently at 16,000, descending 14,000.
American 516, Chicago Center, good morning. Roscoe altimeter 3021.
3021. Yeah, I knew X-Plane is on the phone. It's a gig, though? On a phone? That's crazy. Like, it doesn't even have, like, satellite imagery or anything, so that's crazy that's a gigabyte. Okay, air restriction, or airspeed restriction here coming up is... none. So, let's go ahead and bring that speed up a bit. Bring up our speed brake as well, we don't need that. Let's go up to 240. You know what's really cool is the flight I did yesterday. I didn't stream it or record or anything. It was just, you know, for fun. But it was giving me speed restrictions, which I thought was really, really cool. Oh, I will be landing soon enough. We're on our way. We'll be on the ground within 20 minutes. I think. Well, that's saying 45. That's way too long. I'm going to say within 20-25 minutes. Airport is right over here. I think that's where that plane is right now. Is that an extra? Right over here. I think that's where O'Hare is. Actually, I think we're coming up over where I live. This area here somewhere. This is the A320 from Phoenix.
Canadian 2861, please confirm QNH.
Eurowings 9008, contact Bremen radar on 124.075.
I've done like, I don't know, 20 or so flights now with the Phoenix since I've gotten back into the A320. And I still don't understand how to fully use this plane. What the ATC said. Which part?
I would like to request a new cruising altitude, flight level 280.
I need to, I really need to do more studying up on this plane, so I'm more comfortable with messing with the McDo. I'm definitely not in the comfort zone with it. Especially with the dynamic runway changes. It's very important that you are. But I love this plane, like I don't want to fly anything else right now. I did the, I've been flying the updated E-Jet, and I'm impressed. The performance has been really good out of the last couple of flights I've done. I'm not, the one that just spoke to me was Center confirming that we had them. So they said Chicago Center good morning, and they gave me an altimeter. map is really empty. Well, I think it's because I'm on the west server right now. If you haven't watched any Kip on the ground, oh, check his streams out. Like, Kip is a good streamer. He just seems to be a natural. He has a very good, pleasant voice to hear, unlike mine. And the chat's very vocal. There's a lot, not vocal, but a lot of chatter in the chat during the live streams. And he uses SAYINTENTIONS for a lot of the streams I've been seeing recently. He does do some beyond ATC as well, but from what I gather, he seems to be more involved with SAYINTENTIONS and likes it. He prefers it more for his streams, or just for his flying. So definitely, Kip on the ground, he's fantastic. Highly recommend watching his streams. I would have watched last night's, but I was watching the NBA game. Didn't get to watch that one. The A321, yeah. Someone's working on an A321 for Flight Sim as well. I think it's Phoenix. Alright, airport is our 12 o'clock. I think we can kind of make it out. Maybe, maybe not.
72 Alpha Bravo, contact Scottish Control on 118.
I don't think that plane's at O'Hare, though. I think that plane is at Meigs Field.
Over to Scottish Control, 72 Alpha Bravo.
Yeah, you can definitely tell this is the West Coast server. There's like no one here. On the East Coast server, Chicago's pretty packed normally.
Easy 72 Alpha Bravo, Scottish Control.
The cool thing with Flow is that you can change the servers nice and easily. I don't use any of this crap, so I'm gonna clear out this real quick. We got a little bit of time.
Los Angeles Center, Delta 2514, begin air descent meeting.
Why are we stuttering so much? I had my sim like lose all its settings again recently. I don't know why. I think it has. I had updated.
American 516 Chicago Center. Expect the ILS runway 28 right approach into Chicago via the 57 arrival Bailey transition. I'll have your descent for you in about 3 minutes. Be advised that IFR approaches are still under development and are unlikely to work properly at this time. Improvements are being made daily, but strap yourself in for a bumpy arrival.
Those are the 4 servers that I'll normally play on, but now I can just click on East, boom, and we'll switch over to the East and we'll start seeing population there. So it's saying the 28 right approach. I asked for 28 center. Yeah, we're close to landing. I don't know if that's just a glitch or what, but we'll stick with what we're doing. Alright, the only restriction at this point is above 3,400. And for landing east, we are expecting vectors to final course after Maddie. We're going to be landing west. Wait center. We're on the course, all looking good. We might get down to final, we'll see. It's at 3 minutes, so we should be getting some more information soon from ATC. Upon landing, runway 28 center is what we're going to be doing. It's saying right, but we're going to do 28 center. We're going to exit right via probably Papa 1. Up to one of those two, and then we'll be on Papa. So it might give us Papa Delta Delta. Cross 10 left. Kilo, or it might send us all the way to the east. So I can bring up the chart here so you can actually see what I'm talking about.
72 Alpha Bravo, roger. Descend and maintain flight level 100.
Okay, so we're landing 28 center, so I'm expecting to exit Papa 1, Papa 2, one of those ones. So it's either going to take us to Delta Delta, up here, to Kilo, and have us park
American
wherever.
516 Chicago Center, descend and maintain 11,000. Maintain 250 knots.
Down to 11,000, American 510. Alright, we got our clearance to descend. Let's go ahead and minimize that real quick. Get our descent going. Okay.
American 516 Chicago Center, descend and maintain 11,000. Maintain 250 knots. American 516, I've got a delayed vector for you. Descend and maintain 7,000, turn left, heading 070 vectors for the ILS runway 28 right approach.
Alright, I'm not falling for that vector stuff right now. We're not doing that. It's going to have us come around this way, and we're going to follow this approach in. We're going to follow the actual approach chart. It will figure its life out once we get closer to it. I've been burned on that vectoring too much while they're dealing with their approach situation, so... what was it? Okay, charts. Okay, so 28 center, Papa. So it's either going to do that or it's going to bring Papa. I think they're going to do this. This is what they typically do. Exit on Papa, and then they'll do Echo Echo, Lima Lima, Bravo, Alpha 17, Alpha 16. Have us park around here somewhere. That's typically where it's been having me go. I shouldn't use the word burned. That's an incorrect word. I haven't been burned by ATC by any means, but sometimes when I do follow what their vector is, it will lead me off somewhere strange. Like, yeah, technically, I guess I should have been following that vector. But this is the approach chart. You know, downwind left. So, we're going to follow this. And the wind's still coming out of the south.
American 516, contact Chicago approach on 125.0.
Alright, we got approach information. Over to 125.0, American 516, good day. 125.0. Chicago approach, good morning from American 516. We're currently at 1,000. Where's the city? The city hasn't populated yet.
American 516, Chicago approach. Good morning, Chicago. Altimeter 3021.
Ah, the Windy City was supposed to have a little bit more buildings downtown.
American 516, Chicago approach. Descend and maintain 8,000.
Down to 8,000, American 516. Okay, all's looking pretty good. We're getting good vectors now. Or not vectors, but we're getting good descents. There's downtown Chicago. Welcome back, ISO. So Midway's on the right of us.
American 516, descend and maintain 6,000.
Airport is right there. Down to 6,000, American 516. Definitely see there's more traffic here on the East Coast. And landing lights are going to come on. Down to 6,000. Looks like it's going to vector us in the final. Got a Cessna down there. I got an unknown plane down there. A couple unknown planes down there. King Chitty. Do we have any planes in O'Hare? 3. 737, a Neo, and A225. What is the A225? Is that big old plane? VMAW is 6,000, so it might be vectoring us right into the final. I don't know why we're not really descending much though. Let's get going. Let's get dropping. I'm also going to reduce our speed down to 210. This plane is hard to slow down.
Alpha, climb and maintain flight level 160.
Alright, bring out our speed brakes to get this plane to slow down a little bit and get us to descend. I know it said maintain 250 knots, but this plane, I have a hard time getting this to slow down.
Speedbird 5 Kilo Alpha, climb and maintain 16,000 feet.
Okay, that should help a lot. And I'm expecting, there it is.
Descend and maintain 5,000, turn left heading 075.
Left heading 075 down to 5,000, American 516.
0.
I'm going to hold off just a little bit on that turn though, because we're too high. Oh crap, I said I'm going to hold off, not yet.
American 516, negative, turn left, heading 075 and descend and maintain 5,000.
I know, I'm working on it.
Maintain flight level 140, orbit 451.
We're way too high to make that turn to get on the approach, so we're just going to hold off just a little bit. I want to get us closer. Closer to maybe, say 6.5, and I'll be comfortable making that turn in. Maybe 7, actually. 7 should be fine. Because then we'll be pretty close on the turn here. We're going to be a little high, but it should be alright. Here's 7, so we'll go ahead and make our turn in a couple seconds here. Okay, let's make a turn to 075. Not sure which one I was trying to intercept. Go down a little bit on that. Stow the speed brakes. Come on down yonder. Ignition on. Spoilers on. Armed, I should say. And hopefully we get our vector more to the left.
American 516, 11 miles from Adami. Turn left heading 295, descend and maintain 4,000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 28 right approach.
Left heading 295 down to 4,000 until established on a localizer, American 516. 295, alright, all looking pretty good. Down to 4,000, whoop, not 3,000, 4,000. Okay, I feel much more comfortable. And we should be intercepting a localizer momentarily, so we'll get ready to arm that. Okay, all's good. So again, it's clearly said right in the app from the get-go that there were going to be approach issues. It was expecting 10 something, which is closed. So we requested 28 center. It's thinking 28 right for some goofy reason, but I could have maybe corrected it, but it's okay. We're fine. And let's go localizer. Let's swing on over. There it goes. Localizer's armed. Alright, we'll be on the ground here within the next, what, 10 minutes? We're a little bit low compared to where we're supposed to be on the glide slope, but it's okay. we're fine. But again, once you get things corrected, with Sane Intentions, you tell them, you know, I want this, I'm wanting this, they will give it to you. They had a weird, I don't know what it was trying to vector us. It was trying to vector us so that we were on the right side of the approach. Right? Yeah. I don't know what was going on with that. It probably would have been fine, but it would have just had us gone the opposite direction, so it would have come in from here, which would have worked. Like, it's on the chart, so I could have followed it. But on the chart it says we use runways 4, 9, 10, 22, and 27. And if you go on the right side, you're using the other runways, 27, 28. So while it would have worked, it would have intercepted other runway approaches. So I want to stick with the plan because who knows what other aircrafts might be coming in for landing. And no one at this point, but again, East Coast now is populated. There's that beautiful downtown Chicago. We have the add-on for the landmarks, yeah, for the downtown Chicago. I can't remember who makes it, but I turned it off because it was like when at sunrise and sunset, the buildings were super orange. Super orange. Okay, we should be able to go our glide slope now on approach.
American 516, contact tower on 126.9er.
Let's bring our speed down. Get that managed. Over to 126.9, American 516. 126 and a 9. Chicago Tower, good morning from American 516. We're on the localizer 28 center approach. Alright, flaps. Coming down. Flaps 1. What's our speed we're looking for?
American 516,
Oops.
Chicago Tower, winds 190 at 10. Runway 28 right,
139. It's saying 18 right again.
752 heavy, Dallas Tower, cross runway 35, proceed to parking via Yankee, Charlie, Zulu.
Runway 28 center, clear to land, American 516. It really likes that right.
2,500.
We're gonna get that gear down a little early so I can get the speed to drop. Down to 143. Let's do 145. We're gonna bring out the speed brakes, maybe. Yeah, we are. Bring out the speed brakes. Remember, we got to do a spoiler again. Come on, buddy, slow down. Bring it on down. Bring it on down. Okay, flaps 2. Flaps 3. Speed brakes going back up, and spoiler is armed again. Currently getting about 70 FPS, which is pretty damn good for Chicago. Once we land, though, we'll be down to the 60s probably. And flaps are going to be going full. Okay, all looking great. There's a A321. Oh, what is that? No, that's a Neo. That's doing something weird.
3 minutes north of November. Request crossing
departed.
your Delta airspace via November and then Lima to Frankfurt Igelsbach.
We'll ask Harvey how the landing was once we
cleared to cross
get
Delta
down
airspace via November and Lima to Frankfurt. Maintain VFR at 2,000 feet.
Alright, AP off my aircraft.
Clear to cross Delta airspace via November
Go away.
and Lima to Frankfurt Igelsbach. Maintain VFR at 2,000 feet.
Delta Alpha Delta.
That voice sounds familiar.
Continue as cleared.
It's not A330 driver, is it? He's done Beyond ATC. He did one, I think, SAYINTENTIONS video. Maybe he did. Maybe he only did Beyond ATC.
American 1315 Chicago Tower climb and maintain 24,000 turn left, heading 199er resume on navigation. Contact Chicago departure on 126.325.
Definitely got a crosswind here.
Climb and maintain 24,000, turn right heading 199er, resume on navigation. Switching to Chicago on 126.625 today.
Maybe someone else is in Beyond Chicago.
100.
Bottle's idle.
50. 40. 30.
Come on, buddy, get down.
Retard. 10. 5.
Delta Alpha Delta approved. Cleared for November midfield crossing. Then to Lima.
Huge stutter.
Maintain VFR at 2,000 feet.
Recovered. Stow the reversers. Exiting P2. Flaps coming up.
American 516, welcome to Chicago. Contact ground on 118.05.
Over to 118.05, American 516. Good day. 1805. Welcome to Chicago. Chicago ground, good morning from American 516. We're on Papa 2. We'd like to taxi to the terminal. Alright, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Big time decision time. We can go over here and...
American 516, Chicago ground, taxi to terminal via Papa 2, Papa 4, cross runway 10 left, then November 1, November Kilo 3, Kilo Quebec, uniform 6, uniform.
Taxi to terminal via Papa 2, Papa 4, cross runway 10 left, then November 1, November, Kilo 3, Kilo, Quebec, uniform 6, and uniform, American 516. Okay, so before we go anywhere, let's bring up Navigator and make sure we're not interfering with anyone else. It should be alright. Okay. Let's see what it says. Where am I? I'm there. Papa 2. So, instructions are Papa 2, Papa 4, cross runway 10 center, or left, sorry. Then we'll be on November 1, November to Kilo 3, Kilo 3 to Quebec, and then uniform. Let's see, Quebec, Kilo 3, or no, what was it? I'm lost now. Uniform, okay, Quebec 6, and then uniform. This is uniform. Whoopsie daisy. I go back. Oh, well, crap. Okay, it's on there still, okay. Uniform, yeah. So here's the uniform, so at that point, you kind of just do what you want to do. We'll be at center, Charlie, sorry. Not too shabby. It's different than what I normally get, which is really cool. I'm going to make this a little smaller, so I can see it. And I'll use that one instead of the one that's on metallics. I already drew on this one. Alright, so let's go to Papa. Oh, taxi instructions were pretty damn good.
Chicago ground, good evening, here is United 396. Taxi to the gate.
United 396, Chicago ground taxi to parking via Whiskey 2. Whiskey Zulu, cross runway 28. Charlie, then cross runway 28 right, then Kilo Quebec, uniform 6, uniform.
Here's Papa 4.
Good evening, American 938, requesting taxi to gate.
American 938, Chicago ground, runway 36 right via Delta Delta, Papa 6, Papa Golf Golf. Contact tower on 126.8 when ready for departure.
Is that someone else in Chicago? No, I can't be. I didn't hear that the radio wasn't right. Alright, we're crossing. 10 left. We're gonna take a left up here, go to Kilo 3. I'm not worried about watching my speed now because I already failed on departure. That's unfortunate. And this should be, yep, November, Kilo 3. And then we're up to Kilo, which is this one here, right? There's nothing else forward, so Kilo. What's that sign say? Yep, Kilo. And then Quebec. Go left up here.
8 Tango. Taxiing GA parking.
Caravan 1158 Tango, Chicago ground, roger, taxi to GA parking.
And then
via
Uniform
Alpha
6.
Charlie and Delta. Information Oscar is
Very
current.
cool.
Contact tower on 120.75
Oh wait, what is this?
when ready for departure.
It's a runway. Uh-oh, get off the runway.
Chicago ground, Caravan 58 Tango at GA parking, shutting engine down.
Caravan 58 Tango, roger, have a good day.
Taxi to runway 9 right via Alpha.
Oh yeah, Chicago's got some updates and it's not correct in the charts and all that jazz. Not bad. Not bad at all. So based on the chart information, it was correct. This I know is a taxi tuned one. Someone actually went in and fixed up Chicago, which is, oh man, it's probably gonna be painstaking.
When ready. Southwest 1120.
Painstaking.
Chicago ground, American 122 Papa Golf with you, requesting taxi clearance to runway 10 left.
Chicago ground, 4 Victor Victor is with you off of runway 27 center. Request taxi to parking.
Cessna N164 Victor Victor, Chicago ground, have a good evening.
Chicago ground, 4 Victor Victor. Can we get taxi instructions to Echo 2? We're currently sitting on gate Echo 2. We're sitting at taxiway Echo 2.
It's so cool. The live voice is like, it's so neat.
Victor, taxi to parking at your discretion. Have a good evening.
Which one should we do? Itty mini miny mo. Let's do this one. This is for international flights, I believe. But whatever. It's a sim. Alright. Parking brake is set. Swing on over here. GPU and chocks are good. Go up top. External power is on. Let's go back over here and see if we get a jetway. We got it. And we come on down here. Engine 1, Engine 2 are off. And let's see how terrible we did here. I think the landing was pretty good. Oh, I was gonna ask Charlie on my landing one, wasn't I? Charlie, how did my landing go here in Chicago? Alright, while that's thinking, let's look at this. $95? Oh, that's crap. There's the ground speed. Oh, I forgot to store the spoilers. Son of a gun.
Your landing was smooth and well executed. You maintained a stable approach and touched down right on the center line. Nice job.
Here we go. Yeah, there's the ding. Spoiler still. Oh, that's terrible. Alright, well, I do appreciate everyone who's watched this video, or this stream. Oh, yeah, one more thing I want to show you. So, I know you can see it on the little screen, but I'm going to do it on the full one here, because I don't think it will show up properly. But you can now rate flights, and they really, really want you to do this to provide feedback of how the flight actually went. So, overall score, I'm going to give it quite good. And how much are you enjoying it? I love it. And everything was great with the AI voices. I think it was perfect. Clearance was really good. Taxi runway is great. Takeoff was great. Climb was really good. Cruise was perfect. The descents where things kind of went funky. So we're going to go acceptable. This was all good. Well, it was perfect. The landing was great, and the taxi instructions were perfect too. So we didn't get we didn't get. Let's put in incorrect runway based on ATIS. Signed RWI. Oh, can I not type that much? Okay, there we go. Was closed. And then technically didn't give us descent instructions early enough, but that could have been my fault as well because I didn't request sooner. Although we were going to be landing east. So, but either way, I think it's a fair. Everything else is great, right? So we'll submit that, and now they have that feedback on how our flight went, which I think is really, really cool on that. So again, thank you everyone for watching the stream. Thanks for all those who liked this video and gave me some comments, and those who were in the chat today. I do really appreciate it. I do plan to do a couple streams this weekend. I might even do one later on this evening. That's to be determined. Probably not, but well, I'll leave it open. But I do plan to do at least one this weekend. I'm not sure if it's going to be Saturday or Sunday, but it definitely be more of like a mid-afternoon kind of stream, Central Time at least. Again, thanks for watching, and everyone take care. We'll see you on the next stream.
Heads up, your app version is too old.